Hello, everybody. Today we are getting, finally, into part 2 of the creepy and disturbing things iceberg. This iceberg is massive, and I've been enjoying doing all the research for it and all the editing. It's actually been very fun, and I hope that it shows in my videos. I'm putting a lot of effort, but I feel like I could put a lot more into them. But I hope that is the effort that I put into it is evident in this video. So I hope that you enjoy this video. If you do, just leave me some feedback. A like and a subscription always helps. But yeah, I don't want to keep you for too long. So once again, thanks to the best YT peer for giving me the permission to use this iceberg. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into part 2 of the creepy and disturbing things iceberg. Enjoy. Infinite fun. So starting off tier 6, really weird. I can't find a lot on this other than this very disturbing picture of a distorted face Sonic. I can find plenty of pictures with this character with plenty of different tags and other things, but I can't really find on where it originated, who created it, or why they created it. So that's all I really have for this one, so I'm sorry for not finding more on it, but here's the picture. 9. So this one I assume is referring to the animated film 9. That was created by Shane Acker and was released in 2009. The movie's story simply consists of 9 ragdoll creatures wishing to fight back against machines that have overtaken a post-apocalyptic world that has no more humans. It's a very strange film, not great, but pretty decent with the animation and pretty decent voice acting. Just a very strange watch, but one probably worth watching for the animation alone. BME Pain Olympics. I'm surprised this one is as low on the list as it actually is, but nevertheless, here it is. So the BME, or Body Modification Enzyme Olympics, are a series of internet shock videos that were released from the early 2000s all the way to the late 2010s, and all they do is showcase people doing horrible things to themselves to prove their tolerance of pain. The most famous of these is a guy chopping off his own pencil. These were proven to be fake, most all these videos. However, they still have shock factor and are still pretty hard to watch sometimes, even knowing that they're fake. Batman Arkham Asylum Sirius. Arkham Asylum, A Serious House on Serious Earth, is a graphic novel written by Grant Morrison and was published in 1989. The book has some very extremely dark, and I mean dark, topics that are talked about really well in the book, actually, showcasing things of insanity and just disturbing things like that. It's Batman. Of course, it's going to showcase things like that. And the comic follows Batman as he is asked by the Joker and plenty of other villains from Batman's rogues gallery after they have escaped and are now threatening to kill guards unless Batman meets with them. It's a very well-made novel, and I don't want to spoil too much of it because I really would love if you guys read it. Even if you're not a massive fan of Batman and you're just kind of into really good books or good novels, it's very good. And if you are into Batman, I'm sure you're going to really like this book. And what it is probably most well known for is these terrifying visuals I've been showing. A very creepy book, a very cool book, a very well written book, and just a very good read. Ear Booker Productions logo. So this logo was used from 1997 to 2011 by the Ear Booker Productions TV company. I'm not going to be playing the video here due to the fact that it has extremely fast strobing lights, and along with that it's accompanied by very loud screaming. A very poor choice for a TV show company, and one that ran for 14 years, which is a very strange decision for it to run for that long, given it's, well, probably given a few people seizures, epilepsy, stuff like that. So very strange decision for a logo that was used for a little too long. Eternal Darkness. Eternal Darkness Sanity's Requiem is a game developed by Silicon Knights and it was released in 2002. This game truly is an amazing experience that uses very strange effects of sanity, of distortion, fourth wall breaking, and other various effects to have a great sense of immersion on the player, making you feel like you yourself might be going insane. With a story that takes place with a bunch of different characters spanning over thousands of years, it's a very interesting game that truly is immersive, and it's a truly amazing game that you should definitely check out. Hamster Hell. Hamster Hell is a video created by Lee Hardcastle in 2012 and was posted to YouTube. I'm not going to get into too much detail because this one's pretty disturbing and has things definitely too much to talk about on YouTube. The video uses claymation to convey one of the most disturbing stories that is in this entire Iceberg, where a boy who owns a hamster gets another hamster when clearly his parents are disapproving of this, and despite this, he gets a female hamster, and the male hamster begins doing very inappropriate things, abusively, to the female hamster, which leads to her having children. She then at some points proceeds to eat said children, is killed by the owner, and then the dead hamster is then eaten by the male hamster. Yeah, this one's extremely dark, and I'm just not going to show it here. You can go look it up. It'll be linked in the description, so have fun with that. Happy Appy. Happy Appy is a creepypasta story about a supposed TV show that aired on Nickelodeon in the year 1999. The show supposedly was about main character Happy Appy, an apple, teaching kids how to treat certain injuries like cuts, bruises, and other smaller injuries. But as the show progresses, the injuries keep getting more and more gruesome, like dismemberment and, well, other very disturbing things. Eventually culminating in the final episode where it is apparently shown that Appy is trying to teach kids how to survive the 9/11 terrorist attacks. Pretty standard early 2010s creepypasta. Not a great story, obviously, considering the story takes place in 1999 and it's teaching kids how to survive the 9/11 terrorist attacks. Pretty weird, but not a great story, just one that's weird. I have the body of a pig. So I honestly really couldn't find a lot on this one outside of a YouTube video, which I believe is from a game called Faith. I also found this picture just extremely weird, and I'm sure there's a lot more on this one, but I couldn't find a lot on it. So please let me know if you have any information on this one. Just put it down in the comments, just let me know. Interview with a cannibal. So this one could be referring to the Armin Maiwez case. I think it might be referring to that one. However, I'm going to talk about the other one that it could be talking about, which is about Issei Sagawa. So Issei Sagawa was a Japanese man who, while staying in Paris, found, killed, ate, and abused a woman's body while in his stay. While he did that, the police found out that he did it, and it was proven that he did it, but because of loopholes in the legal system within France, he was set free, and he lived as a free man up until he passed away in November of 2022 after committing the crime in 1981. He gained a ton of fame, reaching basically celebrity status in Japan for what he did, and yeah, he was just a sick man who got rewarded for his sick crimes, and the only real, I guess, okay with this story is that he did say he felt horrible about doing it, and the fact that he never actually tried to do anything like this again, so maybe he did genuinely feel bad. Either way, he should have been punished and wasn't, so oh well. Island of Dolls. The Island of Dolls is an island located only about 17 miles away from the heart of Mexico City. This island has a strange history, as the person who put up all the dolls left his family to start a new life. Shortly after arriving on this island to make that new life, he discovered the body of a young girl who had drowned, and just a short distance away, he found a doll, which most likely belonged to the girl. Because of this, he wanted to put the doll on a nearby tree next to where he buried her, assuming this would appease her. However, he felt as if her ghost remained, and that she would not be appeased by just one doll. So over the course of 50 years, he placed thousands of dolls around the island in an attempt to make her happy. A very creepy place, one that you can visit, but one that was created out of a man's mind to make good of a tragedy. Mama Max. Mama Max is a YouTube channel owned and operated by Max Holloway. He started his channel by making videos about how his life sucked, and he also made hentai reviews. And yes, you heard that right. He would later delete these videos, however, he doesn't mind them being on YouTube still and being reposted. And he did this after he started making animations, and eventually moved into making videos attempting to expose child predators, and he even claimed that some ordinary gamers, a very famous YouTube channel, were child predators. A very strange one, very strange story, and he seems like a very good dude, just very weird story. Nicholas Fedorov. So this was a YouTube channel that uploaded very creepy and off-putting animations, just Very strange. It appears that his main channel was deleted, however, so there only exists re-uploads of his videos.
Hey Larry, are you a connoisseur of the dispatch of information regarding the political, religious, and ceremonial beliefs of the tomato caucus implemented within the state of tomato metaphysics? No.
Not really too much to talk about this one. Just another channel that makes very creepy, disturbing animation. Nickelodeon Black Licorice Game. In 2002, Nickelodeon created a flash game where all you do is hand kids wrapped candy or black licorice. If you hand kids regular candy, they'll say thank you and do nothing. But if you hand any of the kids black licorice, they will get upset, exclaiming that they do not like black licorice. Before they sprout devil horns, their face transforms into some very creepy and disturbing demonic face, exclaims that they don't like black licorice. Very strange one, a very weird one from a kids TV show company. And you can still play this one on archives.org, so go check it out if you want to. Poco Poco Shopping. So this is a video made in 2014 by Nana825763 and features two dolls in what I believe is a store, and as they are talking, flesh, blood, guts, and other viscera begin raining down around them, with very demonic text appearing. And yeah, it's just a really strange and another creepy video on YouTube. Very, very weird one. Very creepy dolls and just creepy messages in it. Fun fact, this was apparently made by the same person who made username 666 Creepypasta, which is not talked about in any of the videos, but it is in this Iceberg, I believe, so yeah, just a fun fact about that one. Polybius, Angry Video Game Nerd. So this is a video created by the Angry Video Game Nerd of him discovering the game Polybius. It's a game that we talked about in a previous tier of the Iceberg. And he discovers the real arcade cabinet and slowly goes insane as he can't stop playing it. Kind of how the legend is of how the game was so addicting. Throughout the video, he suffers with bad side effects, and he continues to play the game anyways, spiraling into insanity. The video ends with him, and I honestly didn't actually know what happened, but according to a description I read, it says that his soul was taken into the machine and he died. I don't know, a weird video, and I'm sure you've seen it if you're a fan of the Angry Video Game Nerd or Polybius, but go check it out if you haven't, if you're a fan of either of those two. Poochie and Pansy. Poochie and Pansy is an animated YouTube series following two puppies on their very strange adventures. The animation's okay, and I didn't watch too much of it, but from what I can tell, the video seems to get extremely weird and become filled with scenes of real life and other strange stuff for animation. Right around the third or fourth episode is when that starts. Videos are strange, and I do believe it's some kind of ARG. Didn't look too much into it, but the videos I believe are being remade in better quality nowadays, so go check those out if you want to. Raka Raka. Raka Raka is an Australian channel ran by twin brothers Daniel and Michael Filippo. They make very violent skits, some of the most popular ones featuring their version of Ronald McDonald, but they've made with other characters. I actually remember watching one of these videos a long time ago, like when it first released. Here is that video.
With your next Happy Meal, get a free Ronald McDonald! Billy, what do you think of Ron?
Ronald is so much fun!
What you eating there, Billy? Is that Hungry Jack's, Billy?
They say the burgers are better at Hungry.
Something to say, Billy?
Cut. Sorry. Ron, this isn't a part of the script.
You don't remember Hungry Jack's being part of the script? The you looking at?
I just thought it was really funny. I don't know why, I just thought it was really funny at the time, so I just remember this channel from a while ago. Radofak Placha. Radofak Placha, or Nosy Blankets, was a character on the Czechoslovakian show Slaneko? I think that's how you say it. Yeah, not really much to talk about other than, once again, this one has a very off-putting design and just a very disturbing, uncanny valley vibe to it. Pretty damn disturbing, but apparently people kids and adults alike in Czechoslovakia love this character, and it's a very well-known and well-renowned character within the country, so I'm glad that they can enjoy it. However, I do not. River Twigs Bed. River Twigs is a sub-level in the Super Paper Mario game. The lore of the game actually says that the river gets its purple color because it is filled with tears of sinners. The place itself isn't necessarily creepy, has a disturbing overtone. The problem comes with the music. The music is absolutely terrifying for what is a kids game. It's a spin, of course, on the River Styx, the place where the dead go to cross hell. Just an overall creepy place for a kids game, but really creepy music. But yeah, a very cool place, very creepy though. Roro-chan. So this one is actually a real life and really sad story. In 2013, a girl who went by the online name of Roro-chan _1999 started a stream saying her intention was to end her own life, because throughout her life she always wanted to be extremely popular and extremely famous. So she pushed a crate towards the edge of her 13th story balcony, all while people were exclaiming don't do it. However, a lot more people were exclaiming to jump off, and they were encouraging her to do so, saying that she would gain the popularity that she always seeked. Eventually she built up the courage to do so. The camera fell, hit the ground, and shortly after you can hear a loud thud in the distance. It was confirmed that this was her and that she had passed away upon impact. The really sad part is that she was only 13 or 14 years old when she ended her life. And while she did get the fame she was looking for temporarily, it had to come at such a horrible cost. SML, The Secret Door, so Super Mario Logan, as the series is called, is already an admittedly creepy YouTube show. And in this video, main characters Jeffy, Mario, and Rosalina, and yes, those are the characters, go into a secret door which apparently nobody is allowed to go into. However, they go in there anyways. They find a bunch of corpses, having limbs torn off, strung against the walls and chained to the walls, and then they are subsequently chained up by the person who is doing this to these people. And as they are about to die, the police come in and save them, and we discover that one of the police officers, his brother, is the one doing this. A really strange, creepy video. I don't really know why this one is just so strange, but it is. Shed 17. Shed 17 is a fan-made parody and a very dark parody of the Thomas the Tank Engine show. The events that take place in this 30-minute long video are strange, and without really spoiling it, there's a lot of death and a lot of incidents involving World War II. You learn the supposed dark origins of Thomas the Tank Engine, and it even got a sequel in a video called G1 Project. This one, honestly, I could make an entire video in and of itself. If you're into really creepy sort of parody videos or spin-off ones, go check it out. It's a very good alternate take on a cartoons kid show. Survive and Kill the Killers in Area 51. So this is one of many servers within Roblox. Nothing honestly scary about it. The enemy design's a little creepy, I guess. From what I can tell, it's a really popular server, gets a lot of internet traffic, and not really a scary one, just sort of the atmosphere, and the enemies are a little creepy. The Bikini Bottom Horror. The Bikini Bottom Horror is a surprisingly pretty well-made comic made by Still in the Simulation and was posted to the Garfield Reddit. He originally was only going to make the first episode as a one-off thing, but after some extremely positive reviews and a very good reception, he decided to continue making more. The comic takes place in a destroyed Bikini Bottom and features some very good art, pretty good writing as well, so pretty decent. If you like comics like this, just go check it out. White House, Why You Never Became a Dancer. So this is a song created by the band White House and was released in 2003. The song features extremely graphic lyrics and talks about someone getting abused in very inappropriate ways. And due to that reason, I will not be playing the song or even showing the lyrics. Just a very graphic song, and if you do want to see the lyrics, they are posted online. Just be warned, they are pretty bad. The reason I think this is just so strange is, well, this gif of a woman is posted onto the first video that you see, and from what I can actually tell, it was not made by White House themselves. This was just added and it became the most popular video, so let me know if this is the original video or if this is just something someone created. Either way, very creepy. The Wyoming Incident. The Wyoming Incident was a TV station hijacking similar to the Max Headroom hijacking, and the event occurred sometime in 2004 and shows a video saying very ominous text like "you can't hide" and "free your mind," while showing some very creepy and disturbing looking black and white faces while playing very distorted music the entire time. The broadcast was from a news station in Wyoming, and the hijackers have never been caught. This one, unlike the Max Headroom incident, is fake. This was an ARG made back in 2007, however it was so convincing that it had many people searching for the actual hijacking for years before it was confirmed to be an ARG. A very cool one to watch, but doesn't really need any research past that. Zombies are attacking McDonald's. This is yet another server from Roblox, and basically, as the name suggests, zombies are attacking McDonald's, and you must stop them from doing so. Nothing really to say about it. It's not overtly creepy outside of this Ronald McDonald zombie. It's been out since 2008 and gets okay foot traffic, and other than that, there's not really a lot to mention about it. Lamondo.com. Lamondo.com is a website that allows you access to play a Japanese game called Fancy Island. However, when you click on the anime cat girl, and yes, I thought I would include that detail, the game will start with a loading screen, and then we'll cut to some very disturbing pictures with strange audio and visuals. The objective, to me at least, wasn't very clear. I believe you have to escape this dungeon labyrinth. Probably way off on that description, and I'm sorry for that. Just a really weird, creepy flash game to play at night if you ever are looking for a good scare. "14 slash question mark question mark question mark." 14 slash question mark question mark question mark is actually the third game in a series published by someone who is probably not insane. There are 3 games in the series, none of which have any story to them at all, and all the games are just a bunch of very elaborate rooms with very strange geometry, and nothing really to do other than explore these rooms. There's occasional creepy kids' laughter thrown in for good effect, and not a very well-known game, and actually the only videos I've even seen on this game are from this guy, so I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check out the content. Something I thought was funny is that the main menu doesn't have anything going on outside of it except of the word no. Thought that was kind of a funny detail. Very strange games. A.O. Oni. A.O. Oni is a Japanese survival horror game that released in 2008. This is a game where you play as 3 teens and you go into a supposed haunted mansion. However, the mansion is not haunted unless you count this thing to be haunting. This is a monster that follows you around and is clearly just a man's face, distorted and made a purple color to look weird. Just very off-putting if you're playing it by yourself, and I believe Markiplier actually made a video on this a long time ago, so go watch that if you're interested. Bjork Stalker. Ricardo Lopez, also known as the Bjork Stalker, was a person who was obsessed with the Icelandic singer Bjork. He was so obsessed with her to the point where he wanted to be engaged with her. After she began a relationship with a person he was not approving of, he for almost 9 months made video diaries about Bjork, and after these 9 months grew so tired of not being with her that he did what any normal person would do, and he sent a package on September 12, 1996, with a sulfuric acid bomb inside that, when opened, would blow up. After sending the letter, he would return to his residence where he would record one last video diary, and then afterwards, he shot himself, ending his life. He was found in his Hollywood home, and the police notified officials, and nobody was harmed. Very messed up individual. Thankfully, no one was injured. It's a very strange one, for sure. Captain Scarlet. So this one I assume is talking about a show that released in 1968 called Captain Scarlet and the Mysterons. The show takes place in 2068 and follows a man named Captain Scarlet and his squadron as they attempt to stop a group of aliens called the Mysterons from enacting revenge on Earth after Earth accidentally attacked Mars, which was their home. Show's very different, very unique, and was very popular in Britain as well as even in some other places that it aired. Not really a creepy show. The only real creepy part is the very sinister look of the enemies. But outside of that, I really couldn't find much to talk about of this, so yeah. Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. This is a 4-part comic series created by Cullen Bunn and Dalibor Talajic. It's a very, very dark comic in which the normally funny Merc with a mouth, Deadpool, goes completely insane beyond what already insanity he was at, and begins killing every single superhero within the Marvel Universe. Everyone from Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Spider-Man, Wolverine, and many others. Yeah, it's just a very well-written book, a very well-drawn comic series, and if you're into comics, Marvel, anything like that, give this one a look. Dolphin Muzzle. So this is a video uploaded on December 30th, 2007 by the North Fur Latex Company. The company specializes in making things for people who, well, dress up as animals. As shown in the video, they are showing off their dolphin muzzle. If this wasn't already one of the most terrifying things on the entire platform, I don't know what is. Nothing sinister behind the company, I'm sure. However, when you click on this video and see this, it is a lot more than unsettling. Just a very strange one for sure. Jerk Beast. No, this is not a website that you're thinking of. This is actually a movie made by Brady Hall and was released in 2005. The movie follows a group of men who wish to start a band called, and I quote, Steaming Wolf Penis. And no, that is the name. This movie is about the rise of the worst band of all time, as the description states. And this movie, from everything I've read, is one of the most vile, disgusting, racist, sexist pieces of media ever put to screen. The film is extremely dark for having many elements of horrible topics, like doing inappropriate actions with people who are no longer alive, extreme forms of perversion, and other really bad sensitive topics that I will not go into. Just a horrible movie that gets, from what I've seen, horrible reviews, and this is probably one of the worst pieces of media on the entire Iceberg, and one I don't recommend you look into. John Dillerman. This is a Danish stop-motion kids TV show that was actually made pretty recently. The show is about a man named John Dillerman, or translated, John Willy Man, and the reason for that will be evident in a second. This is a children's sexual education show that features the main character as having a penis that can stretch to any length and has a life of its own. Yes, that is the entire plot of the show. Apparently it's a hit with Denmark, and that's where it was created, so people there love it. It's a very strange show, and one that actually had physical health people within the community get together to help create the show so kids would not be misunderstanding what the show is trying to teach. A very weird show, one that has good intentions, I'm sure, just doesn't make it any less strange. Killer 7. Killer 7 is a game developed by Grasshopper Manufacture and released in 2005. This is a game where you play as an assassin, and you have 7 other personalities, all of which have unique abilities for, well, killing people. Doesn't seem like a very dark game outside of the concept of you being a hitman, which there are of course hitman games, so it's basically that, except you have split personality disorder. Pretty good reviews from what I've seen, and might be worth a look-see. Yeah, nothing too creepy about this one, honestly. LHOHQ. LHOHQ, or Laughing Horse Orpheus Headquarters, is probably one of the weirdest websites on this entire Iceberg. This is one that I was familiar with prior to making the Iceberg. It's a website that, once you click on it, sends you down a basically rabbit hole of just strange documentation from CIA and FBI documents to things from phone companies, electric companies, a ton of old stuff, old documents, and just very strange things. Nearly everywhere is clickable on the website and will lead you to different links, different places, and supposedly, from what I have heard, there are apparently private phone numbers and addresses of current sitting and previous presidents. The website supposedly also has things like classified CIA documents, but I don't believe this has ever been proven. The leading theory is that this is an art project made by a band, but that has not been confirmed. Blame It on Jorge actually made a very in-depth video, a very detailed video explaining LHOHQ, and I will leave a link in the description, and I highly recommend you check out his video. You could simply get lost for days just by clicking on new pages in this website, so do be warned. There's a lot of pictures of people nude, strobing flashing lights on basically every page, but it could definitely be worth the time to check out just to see what you can stumble across in there. Limbo: The Organized Mind. This is a 1966 short film created by Muppets creator Jim Henson. This is just a very creepy video featuring a character named Limbo that is just a mouth and eyes. It is very creepily animated, and it features Limbo, who is in and of himself voiced by Jim Henson, going through his own mind as he explores both his thoughts, good and bad, as well as his fears.
You know, I've learned to walk around inside my own head. Now, that may sound silly to you, but it's been very, very helpful to me.
Well, there's the high school when I was... Oh, boy. Now, something's going wrong here. No, what's that? No. This is all wrong. It's not supposed to... Oh, no. I'm out of control here. No. I gotta get out of here.
From the way of just how creepy the animation is to the way that the video ends with there being loud screaming, it's definitely one to check out, and one that I'm sure has a lot of character in it from the person who created it. MTM logo, Saint Elsewhere finale. MTM Enterprises was a TV show producing company that produced many hit TV shows of the 80s, and their logo would appear at the end of their shows. The logo would be changed depending on how the show was or what the show was, or just certain things, but it always stuck with the same concept. An orange tabby cat named Mimsy, and the cat was believed to be used as a spoof of the Metro-Goldwyn-Mayers logo. A cute logo. That's all there is for this one, with the exception of the fact that with the Saint Elsewhere finale, a show produced by MTM, a show of a crime drama, the cat is seen on a gurney on life support before you can hear the machine flatline.
Along with Paul Reiser and Joe Jackson on Late Night with David Letterman.
So, shows the cat dying, in essence. A very strange logo. One that makes sense for why the show released, but doesn't make sense as to why they would create it anyways, of featuring a dying cat. Cat didn't die, of course, just it was for the end logo. However, I don't know why they ever thought that was a good idea. Go check that one out if you have the time. Mad Father. Mad Father is a game developed by a company named Sen and was released in 2012. The game follows a girl who has to uncover the dark secrets of her father's past, and in those dark secrets, they go to some pretty dark territory, such as talking about themes of violence and other things like divorce and domestic abuse. The game has multiple different endings, and while I don't want to spoil any of them, the true ending is a very, very good ending to what seems to be a quite amazing game. And considering it just got a remake for the Nintendo Switch and is still on Steam, I highly recommend you check it out or even play it for yourself. Memory Hole. So this one is just the concept and one that's probably very real. This one takes inspiration from George Orwell's book 1984 and is basically a program or mechanism that can allow for the removal or even deletion of files, documents, notes, pictures, just anything that people who don't want those to exist won't allow them to exist. Just any kind of media that people wish to be deleted from existence. The concept is most commonly applied to governments across the world who are most at risk of having very sensitive information spread around that could be detrimental to any of the people involved. So what do? Attempt to erase all traces of it from everywhere, from people's private collections to the internet. This goes for anything, from books, movies, shows, and internet. Erasing all the data from within those makes it impossible to prove it existed. They do this to give the illusion as if it never even existed. And to prevent this, a man named Russ Kick created a website called Memory Hole, and he had wished to keep as much information in the public realm as possible, so there would always be a remnant of that information out there. The website began all the way back in 2002, and it made its last post in 2009. However, a successor website was created in 2016 by the same man, and still posts to this very day. An extremely interesting topic, and one that you should definitely research, and one that I think you'll enjoy. Mila's Children. This is in reference to an extremely disturbing secret scene in the game Psychonauts. A character by the name of Mila was the main caretaker at an orphanage. The children all loved her and she loved the children very much. One day she went out for groceries, but as she returned she noticed the orphanage was inexplicably caught on fire. And because of this and her psychic abilities, she could hear the children inside in agony while they were burning. While playing as her during this, you can discover a secret room. Inside of this secret room are the words, "It burns, and why didn't you help us, Mila?" A very disturbing thing from a game that's generally considered to be a kid's game for the most part. Monkey hate. So this is a topic I honestly don't really want to talk about because I'm familiar with it, so we're just going to go through a brief summary. Monkey hate is basically a very sizable group of people, surprisingly, that make videos while they are abusing any kind of monkey that they can, usually in extremely horrible and graphic ways too dark for me to get into on YouTube. However, YouTube doesn't seem to care, as they would never really delete these videos. They never cracked down on it, they didn't care to. Yeah, it's just a very disturbing topic, and too many people, thousands of people, support these videos, actively encourage them, and eventually YouTube did start cracking down on them a lot more, so these people began moving to other platforms like TikTok and posting their videos on there. This is absolutely horrible, and I do not even understand how this can even exist, and it should be taken down on every platform immediately. No Players Online. No Players Online is a game set within a game. You play as someone playing an old unfinished Capture the Flag first-person shooter game, and in the game, the developer has put his wife's dead soul in the game because he wanted to make the game capable of reviving her. If you finish the game, she can never be revived. The game resets and her soul dies with her. There's a not too deep story, but a pretty fun story. It's a pretty creepy, basically just flash game that can be beaten pretty quickly. Go try this game out. It's free on Windows. It's just a strange and fun experience. Or go check out someone like Markiplier's video who did a video on it. Noise music. Noise music is a genre of music in which people will just take random noises, mix them together, distort them, just change them in some way, and the end product is something like this. Very, very creepy sounding audio that apparently, from some of the comments I have seen, is apparently soothing to some people. I do not understand how, but apparently they find it soothing, so I'm glad for them. Not really much to talk about other than just how creepy some of these songs can sound. Pingu Runs Away. Pingu Runs Away is the 14th episode in the British television show Pingu. In this episode, it features main character Pingu, and as he's acting out at dinner, gets scolded by his parents and is subsequently spanked by his mother, leading him to run away. Eventually he encounters ice monsters outside that scare him, and he wants to go back home. The episode itself isn't necessarily creepy, just kind of disturbing for showing a kid being disciplined in some unformed fashion, and because of that, it actually led to the show being unofficially banned from airing at any TV stations. It also probably didn't help that the ice monsters scared probably a lot of kids everywhere because they were pretty creepy. Pink Morning Cartoon. The Pink Morning Cartoon, or the TV8's Kids Fun Fest, is a religious cartoon that aired in the 1990s in Columbus, Ohio. It's a very creepy looking cartoon, and its existence is only known about thanks to one YouTuber who uploaded footage asking what it was, as he showed recording of it on a VHS tape.
To Grandma. Just as soon as they thought it was overdose, Grandma said, maybe you better go out and play in the sunshine. Well, it'll do you good. Every child needs lots of sunshine and fresh air.
A strange piece of lost media that is still attempting to be solved to this very day by a very dedicated group of people. And once again, Blame It on Jorge made a very good video explaining the search for this piece of lost media, so go check out that video if you're interested. A strange but fascinating one to look into. SpongeBob Sick Pants. SpongeBob Sick Pants is a crudely made animation by Chris O'Neill and is very, very disturbing. The video features things such as Squidward ending his own life and SpongeBob removing someone's head to make it into a Krabby Patty.
I guess Squidward's jacking off.
I want a Krabby Patty.
Wait one sec.
I really don't get how people can come up with stuff like this. It's very strange, very disturbing, and one that I probably am not going to show too much of in this video. The Walrus Pingu. The walrus is a horrifying creature that appeared in the 21st episode of the kids' TV show, Pingu. Another lovely looking thing that aired on a kids' TV show. And this thing appears in Pingu's dream while he is asleep and torments, laughing the entire time with a very creepy and disturbing laugh. I have no idea why this episode was banned from airing in certain countries. It can't be the reason that the walrus is probably the most terrifying thing next to the very creepy Humpty Dumpty thing we talked about earlier. Just a very strange decision for a kid's cartoon, once again. Yelling Creature. So this is a video that, from what I can tell, dates all the way back to 2006 that was posted on YouTube. The video began getting remixed recently, gaining relevancy again, and it features this abomination saying no in a distorted voice before the video ends. No. Not really a lot to talk about with this one, other than it's pretty damn creepy. Zdzislaw Beksinski art. My apologies if I butchered that. This man, and I'm not butchering his name again, was born in 1929 and lived until 2005, rest in peace. During his life, he made a very strange and surreal works of dystopian art, and a lot of these are actually pretty decent pieces. It's just the overtones of darkness which take center stage and show mostly post-apocalyptic worlds. Definitely interesting piece of art, and I'm sure that they have lots of stories behind each one. Go check them out if you have the time. Rotten.com. Rotten.com was a website created in 1996 and was somehow up all the way until 2017. However, it did stop receiving updates in 2012. All this was a shock website which depicted very graphic images and videos of showing things of people, having things that were once inside their body, not in their body, people jumping off of buildings, just very gross, disturbing things that were meant to shock people. I'm not really going to go into the graphic nature of it, but it was a very gory and horrible website that is not up anymore. However, there are plenty of other websites just like it out there. Alright everybody, if you made it to the end of the video, I just want to say thank you for watching. It truly does mean a lot to me because there's a lot of time and energy that goes into these videos of not just writing out the script and doing all the research for this, but just editing the videos and making them is also very, very time consuming. So I have lots of respect and admiration for all the YouTubers who can actually do this, because going into this, I wasn't expecting it to be nearly as much as it was, but I'm enjoying every moment of it. I thoroughly am enjoying this, and I hope that you're enjoying it too. And if you are, leave a like and a comment, a subscription. And I know I've said I don't like saying that, but it truly does help me out. It gives me just a little bit more motivation, a lot more drive to want to do this, because I really do want to continue to do this. And I will continue to do this so long as you guys continue to want to see it. So I will be releasing part 3 sometime. I don't have a firm timetable of when I will, just because, like I said, these videos take a long time. I'm trying to get them done as quickly as possible. However, I still want them to be up to my efficiency standards, which I think is a little too high for what I should be doing, but I try to make it as good quality as possible. So I thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for part 3, and yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.
We gon' be okay.